Let's start off first with Superman. Before this movie came out, there was a lot of skepticism about how well this movie can do, mainly because of how terrible the previous DCEU was under the former Warner Brothers management and the vision of Zack Snyder. As much as I love Zack Snyder, and I would have really liked to see his full vision play out with the 4-part Justice League movies that he had planned, because his cut was by far superior over Joss Whedon. Since then, movies like Wonder Woman 1984, Shazam 2, Black Adam, Aquaman 2, these movies did not perform well, and they lacked grit. They lacked a good story, and everything was so generic and so template about it. So it's understandable why no one had faith anymore in the DCEU, and of course the abuse of my man Henry Cavill, which in my opinion, Man of Steel was a fantastic depiction of Superman. I know a lot of people didn't like it because of how grounded it was and how stoic Superman was in these movies, and there was no hope or happiness in him. But I think we were going to see that within the sequels, especially the second one, and just to watch his growth. I think Zack Snyder and Jonathan Nolan, yes, I believe their approach to it, Chris Terrio, the grounded what would happen if a godlike being came to Earth was awesome. But now here we have James Gunn, who is now the new appointed king of the DCU, along with Peter Safran. And his track record has damn near been impeccable, from his Guardian of the Galaxy, even his version of the Suicide Squad. Shout out to David Ayer. He did a great interview with John Berthal, and they spoke about his Ayer cut, the legendary Ayer cut. And I hope eventually we get to see his version of Suicide Squad. But James Gunn has done phenomenal work. He understands characters, and he understands action, and he really knows the material. So when he said he was writing and directing the first movie of the DCU, which was going to launch everything, the expectations were low. The expectation mainly was, one, it's nearly impossible to do a good Superman movie because Superman is too overpowered, and two, we don't trust Warner Brothers anymore. So here we have the movie that wasn't expected to make a lot of money. It was more or less expected to just restore faith. I like to call it the DCU rehab. And mamma mia, whoa daddy, Superman is now officially at $550 million. Now, keep in mind that is on a, I believe, $150 million budget. So I think they need about 570 to break even. But keep in mind, this movie wasn't supposed to do jack, right? I think its early projections were 90 or maybe 70 to 90 million its opening weekend, and it surpassed it. I think it came in at about 120. So it's just been an awesome ascension for Superman. You definitely look up, and you look up and you see them damn numbers going up. That's what you're gonna see. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's James Gunn standing on business. And it's really great to see what else he's done in terms of animation, because Creature Commandos was awesome. And actually, I'll give that much credit to the DCU in the past. Their animated movies were phenomenal. My favorite, of course, being Flashpoint. So seeing where everything is headed, I love Peacemaker, a character who I knew nothing about, didn't even think I'd like the show. Turned out to be one of my favorites, and I'm very excited to see the alternate realities that they're going to be dealing with, which I think is an awesome way to tie up everything from the past DCEU to now James Gunn's DCU. To see cameos, more cameos from the Superman movie, as we've got Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl appearing in Peacemaker. I'm wondering if we're going to get Superman. And with this whole multiverse thing, maybe we get to see other characters. Maybe the craziest one I was thinking of was, what if he opens up a door that leads to Arthur Fleck? You know, give that Joker a good send off or something. You know, that folie à deux was folie à deux. Very happy to see the success of Superman, and I know there's a lot of haters online that are calling it all kinds of things that I'm not going to repeat here. But if you're someone who's going to rate a movie before you see it, then to each his own. I have to go see these movies opening weekend before I read any comments, and I'll judge for myself. And I saw Superman. Wasn't the greatest thing, but not just because it wasn't the greatest doesn't mean it wasn't great. This movie is definitely on its way to the 1 billion mark. Cool thing about that is that now helps the Fantastic Four, because the Fantastic Four's numbers are doing pretty good. I think they're currently at around the 220 million mark, and that movie was very well executed. Shout out to Max Shatman, who did a fantastic job on WandaVision, and I lose the name of the designer from Loki, who created that look for the TVA, that retro 60s futuristic feel, which you see prominent through the world of the Fantastic Four. And that alone is a visual spectacle. I know everyone is going to be talking about the chase scene through the black hole in the Fantastic Four. I won't give away too much, but I love when you watch these movies and you can see what was going on in the writer's room. You can see that these guys were breaking down physics, asking the right question to get the results that we've seen in this movie. So hats off to both Marvel and DCU for giving us two super, no pun intended, fantastic, yes pun intended, comic book accurate movies. Now, I love Ronald D. Moore. I was introduced to him from Battlestar Galactica, the reboot, which hands down, I watched that after watching Lost, and I didn't think there was going to be anything else in the world that could top Lost until I saw Battlestar Galactica. Two different kind of shows, but the writing and the depth of the characters were groundbreaking. And knowing that Amazon has tapped Ronald D. Moore to do the God of War series, I fell off my chair and I did a backspin and flipped over and did the worm. Never seen Outlander, but I've heard so many good things about it. That's another one of the shows that Ronald D. Moore is the brain behind. And fun fact, when I did my first sci-fi pilot called Cause and Effect back in 2012, the first person that our Connect sent our trailer to was Ronald D. Moore. And I got to see his response to a text message in real time, where he apologized for not having the time to look at the trailer because he was busy working on a new show. And that new show just happened to be Outlander. So that's a little fun fact there. I don't know when God of War is coming because they're still in the creative process, which a good thing for those of you who've played God of War 4. Which is more connected to the father and son journey, that was one of the best stories, actually, next to The Last of Us. Ronald D. Moore, he said it was the story of these games, I believe it would be 4 and the last one, that attracted him to the series. So he's going to keep that element and the heart of the story from the video games intact. Now let's venture from the world of the fantastical into a comedy legend. Let's talk about Eddie Murphy. It's weird because he's changing his laugh now. He doesn't want to do the he's changed it to a it's a weird laugh that he has now. Anyways, he just spoke with Al Roker. I don't know why every time I say Al Roker I want to burst out laughing, but where he stated that, one, a new Donkey movie was coming, and they were going to start doing the voice recording in September. So that's going to be a spin-off from Shrek, in the same vein, I believe, as the Puss in Boots movie. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully they write something really funny and not played out. Well, we also have to see how the new Shrek comes out too, but I think they have a lot of confidence in that they've already greenlit the Donkey movie. So that's one thing. He's also going to be starring in a George Clinton Parliament biopic. Now, who is he playing? I don't know. It'll be interesting to know if he's playing the Funk Lord himself, George Clinton, but we'll wait for more information on that. And the last project he spoke of, which is an interesting one too, he's going to be playing Detective Clouseau from the Pink Panther. Now, a lot of people are going to get mad at that and be like, oh my God, you're race switching Clouseau to a black man. But I think how Eddie put it is that, yes, he's going to be French, but French is also Creole, Haitian. So, and I think of a good switch too if they're going to do it. And, I mean, Eddie Murphy, you were really going to get mad at Eddie Murphy. It's just like when I heard that Denzel might have been playing Magneto. You can get mad about the race switching for sure, especially if it doesn't make sense and it's just for politics and BS. But when you have a great storyline and a Academy Award winning actor, come on, loosen up the bridges, huh? Come on. Anyways, that's it for our first edition. Let me know what you think about any of these topics. Are you excited that Superman is past the 550 million mark and on its way to $1 billion? Do you think Fantastic Four will do the same? Are you going to watch God of War when it comes out on Amazon? And Eddie Murphy, is this a good comeback? Let me know in the comments below. And if you don't mind, please like and subscribe and click the notify button to get updated on whenever a new video is going to drop. Thanks a lot and have a solid one.